Yep, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Talal for today's webinar. So, welcome to our webinar. My PV's today's topic is on hot water and space heating from photovoltaics. So, I'm looking forward to present the My PV product portfolio and present our solutions on this topic. As we are in slogan, the future is going to be the electric. So that's our slogan, as we believe that heating would be electrified. With this in mind, I will show our product portfolio. But before that, I will start with introduction, giving a background about our agenda, and my colleague Reinhard will be present in the chat window for your queries during the webinar. And another point that we will also provide the slides after the webinar. So with introduction on my PV, the person on the top, the Dr. Gerhard Trimbler is our managing director. What he has a few decades of experience in in solar power and power electronic designing and started a PV inverter division. Also, he has been director for solar thermal. And then myself, Talal. I'm electrical engineer specialized in solar energy. And as of now, I'm handling the international sales at my PV, and I will be your contact person. And in the bottom, it's Reinhard. So he's our product manager. And for 5 6 years he has been part of my PV. He has extensive experience in the solar thermal field. So together with his experience, we are a good working team that is leading forward for my PV. So what about my PV? My PV itself is an Austrian-based company established in 2011. We are manufacturing our products in our new sustainable building as well. Uh, and as you can see also in the picture, so which is well surrounded by PV panels vertically as well as horizontally. So our headquarter itself is a reference project for space heating and water heating. Coming back to the topic, we are focused on the PV accessories and devices that generate heating either for hot water or space heating. So just to have an idea what we will be discussing in the webinar, we will start with our first product, which is the DC Alva. And moving forward, we will be discussing our further products which we launched over the years, which is the AC-TOR and AC Alva E. So we will be focusing these products in our today's webinar. As a background, the first question that comes to the mind, why hot water and space heating from PV? So we see that answer that solar thermal are at the end of their time span, and we had an amazing decrease in the price of PV systems, which is still the case. This decrease is based of our solutions. It would not have been possible either without this reduction in the price of PV. Nowadays, PV has become so cheap and efficient that we can also create heat directly from PV. It was unthinkable 8 9 years ago. In those days, PV power to heat was so expensive it was a taboo. But now things have completely changed. In the webinar today, it's mostly about the single family home, but we are also supplying components, devices for commercial projects and apartment buildings. Here are two pie charts that depicts the energy usage of typical 4-person household. Although this can vary depending upon the factors such as geographical location of the home, But keeping things simple, the point on this slide is that approximately same amount of energy for hot water in the orange is needed as well as for household load in the blue. And PV can cover this segment, which is 4000 watt. Then there's a new topic. It's about the space heating. Electric powered space heating such as electrical underfloor mats, infrared panels. For this topic, you should know one important thing, that the energy demand for heating matters. It is not the right technology for all buildings, as you can see in the pie chart that old buildings have far more energy demand for space heating, which is highlighted in the green. We cannot do we can do hot water for both the buildings, old as well as new ones. But for space heating, it would be modern building with low energy requirement having passive solutions. So in the new buildings, hot water as well as space heating both are in the capacity of MyPV solutions. Generally, the heating solutions that are part of our common day life, the heating solutions are sourced externally by taking power from the grid. However, MyPV heating solution works in the combination. During the daytime, heating is carried out by using PV power, and during the night time, the backup power can be turned on from the setting. The backup power can be deactivated from factory presettings. So it's a win-win situation when you are using heating solutions as a renewable during the daytime, and nighttime when there's no option, obviously then the power is taken from the grid. Then it comes to the comparison of energy storage capacity. We want to use PV power for ourselves, and most common way is to do it in the battery, and we are all aware of that. But typical storage capacity in single family homes, they are about 5 to 10 kilowatt hour. This storage capacity comes at a huge investment, and still it is the case. As a cheaper alternate, you can use a MyPV solution to increase your self-consumption ratio in your building. Seen in the graph, for a 300-liter hot water boiler as an example of a medium to store energy, we can store up to 15 kilowatt hour of energy when we increase the temperature to certain extent. But one point I want to make clear that MyPV can be cost-effective alternate to battery system, but we do not compete with the batteries. Our solutions are compatible with different battery manufacturers, and when you combine both technologies, you can increase your self-consumption even higher, but priority should be battery. This is what we recommend as a manufacturer of power to heat systems, because once there is heat in the boiler, we cannot take back that power out of it. So power to heat in a residential building should always be the last step. If there is a battery in the system, battery should have the priority. Then as you are now clear with the background, so I will start with our first product. MyPV started with this first product called ELWA. ELWA name is a German abbreviation for electric water heaters. It is the DC solution in our portfolio. With the circuit of this ELWA is patent circuit for us also. And for ELWA, we connect PV panels directly to the unit. PV panel is directly connected to the unit. As you can see, the ELVA element is inside the tank and the electronic head unit is outside the tank, and cables come directly from the panel and convert that power to for heating. So more detail into it. So this product is directly alternate to solar thermal systems. As in solar thermal systems, you have solar collector on your rooftop and are pipes are coming from the roof to your tank all the way down. But here you have 4 to 8 panels on your roof, and then DC cable is carrying 2000 watt. Is directly connected to the MC4 plug of the ELVA, and then there is a socket and then there is a socket you can see there also as a AC plug with it. So this is a backup power of 750 watt that can be used for the night time. An interesting case study. The customer is an early adopter, as at that time solar thermal was quite normal, and still in some market that is the case. But anyhow, he was looking for some reliable product. He installed around 2.25 kilowatt of PV panel, and that system was installed in 2014. And with this, he was able to completely heat up the water during summer and turn off his biogas boiler during the summer. Further special thing about this is he never connected ELVA backup power, only heated up the water using PV panels, and in winters, water heating in the combination with sun and from the boiler itself. He was happy that even during the cloudy days or on the rainy days, there is a partial heating that is not possible with the solar thermal systems. Plus, he can also see the energy consumption as ELVA has the data logger in it. Moving next, some technical aspects of the ELVA. So, as they are already discussed, one thing that is special of ELVA is the possibility to work in stratification charge with the second unit. So in the picture where you can see a huge storage tank, you want to have a certain comfortable temperature at the top of the boiler from its output. Quick way to do this is to use an ELVA on the top and second ELVA in the bottom. The ELVA on the top has priority, of course, and in this way it can reach target temperature quite fast. And once this happens, the rest of PV yield goes to the unit at the bottom. Second ELVA installation can be done either in one tank or in two ELVAs in a separate tank. So both possibilities are there. You do not even have to install a special communication wiring between these two units. They can communicate with each other with the DC line automatically. So it's easy to install and really smart solution. In ELVA, we are using the energy from the roof for heat production only. So one thing I want to really emphasize that it's not possible to use this PV power for other electrical applications, for example, for your household load or for lighting or anything else. It's not possible to combine it with the battery. It has direct connection with the PV panels only. So this has to be, so this is about the ELVA, our DC product. Now I will move to our AC product where you have more options such as the battery system combining with different smart solutions. Now we are dealing with the AC solutions. we are on the grid side. It's mainly about using excessive energy, excessive PV power that usually would be exported to the grid. To help understand the functionality, how generally PV power works, first, in the first we have PV power generally, that is PV power generated at home from inverter. That AC power is used at the home. In the home you are turning on different loads at same time, and meanwhile the surplus power, if there's a battery which is optional, that power is stored in the battery. But it doesn't matter but it doesn't matter anyhow, the power is surplus. The point is there's surplus power with or without the battery, and there is no consumption. That power has to be exported to the grid. The power has no other way to go, and in that case power is exported to the grid. So here comes the MyPV in the picture. We divert that surplus power that is supposed to be exported to the grid. We use that power for heating solutions, and for AC products we have two products in our portfolio. One is AC LYE and the other is the AC Thor. Now you know that there are two products, and you can see in the picture there are different possibilities. The question comes, what is the difference between these two units, AC LYE and the AC Thor? About the AC LYE, which is a combined solution which has a heating element as a load attached to it to its head unit. On the other hand, AC Thor, which is there is no load attached to it, it's flexible in terms of load. Any existing electrical heating element in the tank or any other type of resistive load can be connected to it. The second point on this slide, that you can see different options of communication. This communication matters because MyPV needs the information about excess power. So there are 2-3 options to do that. So I will discuss those. What are those options to help understand what MyPV information needs about the surplus power. So one solution is to detect the surplus power is by using MyPV power meter. It is a Modbus meter which has to be installed in the feed-in point in the electrical cabinet before the utility meter of the energy supplier, and it measures the power on all the 3 phases, and it also works in a single phase system. There's no problem with this. You just leave the CT clamps beside for the 2-phase. So there are CT clamps to measure the current. This makes the installation of the power meter very easy because you do not need to cut the phase cables, the clamps to the measurement for without cutting the cable. The communication in between MyPV and power meter happens with via Ethernet. So my power meter has an RJ45 socket to transmit the excessive power information, and it's recommended to do communication via internet router in between of MyPV power meter and MyPV product itself. So 3 CT clamps for 60 ampere comes in scope of supply, and optionally we can supply you with bigger CT clamps for commercial scale projects. Moving next, we have a second option, and second option is by our compatible partners. So it's very interesting. Here are PV inverter manufacturers, battery manufacturers, and smart home systems. It's not necessary to install MyPV power meter. You can get the surplus power information by meters of our compatible partner. Then you do not have to use our MyPV power meter. The functionality of compatible partner is based on the information of surplus power, and this compatibility cooperation varies brand to brand. In some cases, we are the master of the system, and with some brands, they are controlling my PV. For each brand, information can be found on our website about the compatible settings. On joint webinar, these information can be found that what are the compatibility settings, how this works. So there are different options to explore what really you are looking for, what application are you looking for. Then we have a ECLYE, the first the AC side of the product. Now we are talking about the first power stage of 0 to 3000 watt. It's the ACLYE. Of course, the ELVA is the abbreviation meaning the electric water heater, as in German. The letter AC at the beginning means it's an alternating current product, and E stands for Ethernet. So physically, the dimensions of the ACLYE are exactly the same for the, as I showed you the ELVA gray one previously. The most important difference of the ACLYE is that there are no multi-contact plugs on the bottom side. There is no direct connection to the PV system. ACLYE consumes power from a socket, but from this socket it just takes that amount of power that would be exported or fed to the grid, and this is changing all the time. We have clouds moving on the sky, so the PV production changes at the same time, and the loads in the building are switched on and switched off. So the balance in the feed-in point is changing permanently all the time. What, in this case, the question comes, what ACLYE does? It always ensures the balance in the feed-in point. It adjusts its power output very fast, very accurate. So assuming you just switch on TV in the living room, this means that from this moment onwards, you would have less surplus power available. ACLYE will immediately reduce its power output to ensure that there is no power taken from the grid. The control speed, however, differs. It depends upon the signal source. You can see that there are different options as you are doing with the smart home systems, with the compatible battery systems. So it depends upon the user, the brand of that meter, that how fast they send us the information. But of course, the fastest way to use device is of course the MyPV power meter. It sends 1 time per second for each single watt. This balance is created in the feed-in point, and yes, the socket can be replaced with the hard wiring. So the ACLYE is allowed to cut off. You can cut off its socket, and you can do it. You can change the plug, so there's no problem on the guarantee or stuff like that. So here is an example where one of the customer has installed 10 kilowatt PV system. Main objective was to increase his PV cell consumption, which he was previously wasting PV power by feeding to the grid and buying expensive power back from the grid to heat water. He used my PV power meter signal source in this case for access power information, and moreover ACLYE has a web interface to have access to settings via HTML file. access to our cloud system is called MyPV Live. So it's a feature that comes with it. With this you can track your system remotely. Moving next is about the technical data that about the ACLYE. What is important to know is that our way of power control works with a pure sinusoidal current consumption. My PV devices are adjusting the power output like PV inverters. We are modulating PWM signals to create a sine wave, and this is very clear that it's a quality symbol. We are compliant to the grid operator rules. For example, in Austria, in Germany, in Switzerland, the rules are very strict. We do not use thyristors or phase angle control. It's like a PV inverter working with a pure sinusoidal power output. Then important is that multiple devices can be connected in a master-slave configuration. And one more thing I need to mention also here, the boost backup mode can optionally be activated. It's very easy in the web interface, just with 2 clicks those settings can be done. But from the factory presetting, that is deactivated, so ACLYE is using only the surplus power in this case. Then it's about the increasing the cell consumption for a single family home. We have a standard European conditions in this case for this graphical analysis, where we have a PV system on x-axis and PV cell consumption ratio on the y-axis. And generally in Europe you have a 5 kilowatt peak systems as a installed, and for that the PV cell consumption is approximately about 30%. This is very low because production and energy demands, they do not appear at the same time. And the rest of power goes to the power grid. And to increase cell consumption, batteries are the first option which comes into mind. Yes, you can install a battery and you can increase your cell consumption to around 60% with the battery system. But the point is that it comes at a big capital cost. Alternatively, what you can do is you can use ACLYE from MyPV and witness the cell consumption higher up to 75% with a lower investment. But nevertheless, we do not compete with the battery. I already mentioned that if you combine both technologies, battery and MyPV technology, both works in this relation. You can increase your self-consumption in this way up to 90% by combining both technologies. In this example, on the right side, it's the daily PV chart curve and shows how our system gives priority. Battery system would reach the state of full charge in the noon, and from this moment onwards we would have a lot of remaining excessive power available from our PV system, and that power is diverted towards heating application. But sometimes we come across the question that we could do other way around. So we want to do first water heating and then battery charging. Yes, you can do that, but we do not recommend for this way around. So it should make economical sense that the heating tariff is more expensive, and before doing that the analysis should be made, because once you put power into the battery you can take back that power, but in the case of heating it's quite obvious you cannot take back that power. So there is a tool on our website that can help you figuring out what is possible for your projects. It's a MyPV Power Coach. It is very simple to handle. You can adjust different parameters such as PV system size, demand for electricity or hot water. You can adjust if there's a battery or not. You can put on the electricity tariff, location as well. So in the result, it shows how your cell consumption would look like, the operational cost and savings that you can make also, and you get suggestions of MyPV devices for the project also. It's completely free, anyone can use it. This tool is recommended for planning for your consultancy, your sales talk, and figure it out what is possible and convince your client about the benefits they can get an idea of what is possible. So it's a tool and really recommended to use it. What we have seen so far were the ALVA solutions, the gray DC ALVA, the gray one, and the green AC ALVA E for on-grid systems. Now I will tell you something about the AC Thor and the AC Thor 9S. AC Thor is technically power stage of 0 to 3000 watt. You can adjust power output of an electrical heater on a pure resistive heating element. We can make it PV ready in terms of linear power control. So there is a European plug with it on the bottom. You can from this picture we so this European socket, of course, there is a version for international markets with an adapter here, and in terms of its unique sales point, it's a size of A5 paper. It has a very intuitive color touch screen display. Everything can be plugged on in the bottom side. The load, also the communication, RJ45. It's an Ethernet connection. Also the temperature sensor, one temperature sensor, apologies. One temperature sensor comes with the scope or supply, so that comes in the box when you open the AC Thor. It's pre-wired on this orange terminal on the right side. There's no need to open any terminal box for extensive wiring. And further on the right side, there's a relay contact, NONC contact, and depending upon the operation mode, this relay contact is used for different applications. We have flexible communication here. We can be controlled by MyPV power meter, but above that, we can also be controlled by an inverter manufacturer, by a battery manufacturer or smart home system. For the people who want to create their own home automation system, we also offer the communication protocols of our devices for AC Thor. For the green AC ALVA E, we do not insist on using our MyPV power meter. We offer you the communication protocol for our products. Nice comment. Okay, yeah, then comes some technical data. So I'm not going into the detail here, but also AC Thor has a web interface, so settings are possible on the color touch display, but many more settings are available on the web interface. So when AC Thor is connected to an Ethernet router or internet router, you can access to local web interference. More settings are possible than on the display and also the cloud integration of AC Thor is possible. So you have MyPV Live cloud system also for the single phase AC Thor. Next is the AC Thor 9S. So it's a big brother for AC Thor, and there is the same image on the right side. So this is not a mistake. It's a three-phase unit having a linear power control of 0 to 9,000 compare compared to the AC Thor, which was single phase. It has the same casing as of single phase AC Thor. The difference is in the bottom side. Still, everything is pluggable, so all the loads for three-phase product, it's not required to open the case for the installation. It's specifically interesting for the installers to save time. One more thing that I have to talk about is our ability to control all three-phase output linearly. We are adjusting power output on one phase from 0 to 3 kilowatts, and when there's 3 kilowatt power, which is excess power, above 3 kilowatt of excess power, the second output is turned on, it's switched on. And likewise, when the power exceeds 6 kilowatt, then the third phase is turned on. In this way also the AC Thor 9S works, and the special thing about this is that you can assign each output in the way you want. It can be either 1 2 3 or 3 to 1 in ascending or descending order of the output, and this is not possible by our competitors, and this makes few applications interesting modes are possible with these type of features. Now the technical data, one important thing that this three-phase heater needs a neutral connection, so that highlighted. It has to be connected by a star connection, not by delta connection. This is very important, otherwise we cannot use the three-phase load. If the user wants to have a brand security that all of the components work together from MyPV, we can supply a single phase 3 kilowatt heater for the AC Thor and a 3-phase 9 kilowatt immersion heater for AC Thor 9S. Those are available in our portfolio. It should be clear that it's not necessary to use MyPV immersion heater, so just in a case you want to have everything from MyPV, we will be glad to offer it to you. There are 7 operating modes when you turn on the AC Thor or AC Thor 9S. There are different options depending upon the project, ranging from hot water to space heating. So there are hot water options with the heat pumps, with the water circulation pump. So depends upon the project, how the project looks like, so that mode can be adopted. Standard mode 1 is the most common mode. It's the hot water mode for the AC Thor, which is the single phase. It works with 3 kilowatts immersion heater. And for AC Thor 9S, it works with 9 kilowatt immersion heater. The surplus power information can be provided by MyPV power meter or by compatible manufacturer, or you can control the device by yourself with your home automation system. Moving next to a case study, the customer had a 5.5 kilowatt PV system and opted to use AC Thor 9S, which has a 0 to 9,000 linear power manager. But this is his decision to choose. So out of 3 output of AC Thor, only 2 outputs are used. Other interesting point of this project was he used my PV power meter to measure the surplus power information, and he is doing direct Ethernet connection between AC Thor 9S and my PV power meter using the crossover patch cable. So it's not the standard Ethernet cable, it's the crossover patch cable. He's not using internet router, and drawback to it is that he cannot access the web interference setting. Settings are then only carried out only on the colored touch screen. So a very special project operating application for off-grid projects is the frequency shift signal source, and for frequency shift signal source we do not need an Ethernet connection at the bottom, because the set point signal for the actual power output comes with the AC frequency, and this AC frequency can only change in off-grid system. This is not possible in an on-grid system where the frequency, as in Europe, it's always 50 Hz. In North America, it's always 60 Hz. But for off-grid system, this is a way to do energy management, and this energy management happens in between battery inverter and the PV inverter. At the moment, three brands, SMA, Stauder, and Victron, are using this principle. When the battery reaches the state of full charge, the SOC is full, and from this moment onwards, the battery inverter has to protect battery from overcharging, and therefore the battery inverter needs to talk to PV inverter. It tells to decrease the power output because battery is full and there's no way to use surplus power, because all the electric loads are already supplied. The battery is fully charged and there is no way to use, as it's the off-grid scenario. So what happens is that normally the PV system shuts down, but in this case, because AC4 detects the frequency increase and it starts up its power output linearly before the PV inverter decreases. The power output in this way we can utilize sorry in this way we can utilize energy that would be wasted because the PV system would be shut down. Now we are using the rest of available solar yield for power to heat application in this way. There are interesting projects, an amazing project from Western Australia. This image is from Avocado Farm, where the surplus energy for water to heat is being used, and this hot water is used for the for the cleaning process of the fruits. So avocado fruits are being washed in this way. Then in the bottom, this is a Belgium research center on the South Pole, and they were looking for a system to make their off-grid systems more stable beside the PV power. They had the wind power in this off-grid system. To make the system more stable, they were looking for a dump load controller, and they found AC Thor as a dump load controller. And the additional benefit is that they have now hot water, and they are melting the snow for drinking water, and the rest of remaining surplus energy they are using for space heating in the garage, where the mechanics do maintenance for the snowmobiles. So likewise, advantages, those are pretty clear, hope so. So multiple devices can be connected, as it was the case with the AC-LYE. In the master slave configuration, you can set priorities between these power stages, We offer our communication protocol, as we have open communication protocol for third-party control. As a manufacturer's homework, we are looking for equality when we develop and produce this solution, so our products are compliant to the grid operator regulation. We have done our certification in the test lab for electromagnetic compatibility, and this is very important. So look for the quality, because this is what we are doing. At the end, here are some screenshots from my PV data cloud. It's possible to connect AC Elva E, the AC Thor, and the three-phase AC Thor 9S. This allows a remote access to device, what the device is doing, how is the temperature, how is the power yield. For all installers, it offers the chance for remote maintenance. You can do all the remote settings on MyPV Live system. Yeah, and as a information that's available on our website at our download center, you can find our literature for marketing material, the data sheets, the operation manual, the assembly instruction. Those are available in different languages, so you can find that without any specific login. Those are freely available for everyone. And you can find interesting webinars with our joint webinars with different PV inverters, the commissioning videos, installation videos, lead projects. So you can find those videos on our MyPV YouTube channel. So you can find those interesting recording on our channel as well. Yeah, on our homepage, you can go onto the tab where to find our distributors. So we are over different countries. So those are our different distributors in different countries, and we are always open to expand into new countries as well. Yeah, and with the MyPV does the business only B2B, so for installers, they can either buy through wholesalers or can buy directly from us. So direct purchase is also possible. Your questions are always most welcome. You can reach me on my email as well. And cutting to the end, so we are always looking for your feedback. As you mentioned, that you can write either to me or on the office email address, or someone will for surely answer back to you. And in the end, it was a pleasure that you participated in the webinar.
Empowering the solar future.